Okay, now having understood your three problems, we'll start with the fourth problem. Okay, so if you have not understood your first and second and the third problem, please refer those problems and then get back to this, because as we go ahead with the number of problems, you have different adjustments in the question also. Okay, so I'll read out the question now. The Unlucky Limited went into voluntary liquidation on 31/12/2010. On which date its subscribed capital is as follows. So here you have 10,000 9% preference shares of rupees 10 each and 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. So you have preference and equity. The assets realized is 2,76,000. So directly you have assets realized. The expenses of liquidation is 1320. Unsecured creditors 35,000 including 5,000 preferential creditors. So you have preferential creditors and you have your unsecured creditors. Okay. Remuneration is 3% on the assets realized. So how will you take? It is directly 3% on the assets realized and then 2% commission on the amount distributed to equity shareholders. Okay, preference dividend was paid up to 31/12/2014. Preference shares carry preferential right as to the payment of capital and dividend. Prepare the liquidator's final statement of account. Now I'll tell you what is different in this problem. Here everything is the same. When compared to your last three problems, you have no adjustment except for one. That one is commission. Here 2% is not paid on the unsecured creditors, but it is paid on the equity shareholders. Okay, it is the same format how we did for unsecured creditors with the comparison of actual amount given in the question and actual balance available in the problem. How we do the comparison and then decide which formula we have to use. It is the same procedure only. So if you observe the PPT that I had sent you, under your liquidators remuneration, fourth and fifth point is where you will have to apply your formula. One, if it is paid on the unsecured creditors. Second one, if it is paid on the amount payable to equity shareholders. So whenever you have remuneration percentage given to be paid on unsecured creditors or to be paid on equity shareholders, remember you have to apply the formula. Okay, other things you don't have to, because they will directly give you on one is fixed sum, or they will give you 3% on assets realized, or it will be on amount realized. But whenever you have on unsecured creditors and on equity shareholders, remember you have to do the comparison and then decide which formula you have to use and then calculate your remuneration. Okay, so having said this, we'll start with the problem. So we are doing problem number 4, and this is your liquidator's final statement of accounts. Okay. Fine. So under your receipts, we usually start with what? Your cash in hand or cash at bank. Check whether you have cash in hand or cash at bank. So in this problem, there is no information on that. And then we write your surplus from secured creditors. So if you have observed in the problem, we have no information on secured creditors. So we are not writing the surplus from secured creditors. Clear? You don't have that information given, so we are not writing it. Then we write what? 2 assets realized. Okay, the only item given under your receipts is your assets realized, which is 2,76,000. Except for this, you have no other item given under your receipts. I told you in your receipts you will compulsorily have 2 items. One is surplus and the other one is the assets realized. But in this problem, you don't even have information on the surplus. So I'm directly writing assets realized as 2,76,000. So we'll go for the payment. We always start with your liquidation expense. Okay, they are telling you liquidation expenses 1320. Okay, so I have written liquidation expense as 1320, and then I am supposed to write what? Liquidator's remuneration. Now be careful when you are doing your remuneration. Again, we have 2 percentages given. One is at 3% and the other one is at 2%. Okay, I'll tell you how you have to do this, so please be careful in doing it. Please be attentive here. So one is what? 3% on the assets realized. So I am doing the working note here. Okay, this working note is on the liquidator's remuneration. Okay, and the first working note is at 3% on assets realized. Okay, so you look into your receipt side, you have only one information. So assets realized is 2,76,000. So 2,76,000, 3% will give you 8280. Okay, so one remuneration we have calculated, which is 8,280. Now second is what? 2% on the equity shareholders. How do we do this? Immediately after your 3% calculation, then we start with your 2% calculation. That is, you see how much is given in the problem, how much is given in the question, you do the comparison and apply the formula. That is how we were doing in last three problems. But in this problem, since they have told you it is 2% on equity shareholders, you have to write whatever item comes before equity shareholders first. Clear? You have to write all the items which comes first before equity shareholders. See, if it is given on unsecured creditors, how do we take unsecured creditors? Because after this usually we write preferential creditors and then we write unsecured creditors. Since preferential creditor will always be included in your unsecured creditors, we directly take 2% in your working note. But in this problem, we cannot immediately do 2% on equity shareholders. Why? Because we have to write all the expenses which comes before equity shareholders. Please keep this in mind. Okay, whenever they are asking you to give commission on equity shareholders, on the payment side you have to write all the items that appears before equity shareholders, and then only you should give your remuneration. I'll tell you how you have to do. So for time being, we'll leave this blank. So after remuneration, we will write debenture holders as per the format, but there is no debenture holders here, so I am writing preferential creditors. Okay, preferential creditors, if you see in the question, they have given unsecured creditors were 35,000, including 5,000 for preferential creditors. So preferential creditors is 5,000. Then what do I write? I write unsecured creditors. Okay, now unsecured creditors, actually it is 35,000, but in that 5,000 is for secured, so I write only 30,000 for unsecured. Okay, clear? We cannot directly write 35 because 5,000 is for preferential creditors, so the remaining is for unsecured creditors. After this, what comes as per your format? As per your format, we have by preferential shareholders. Okay, whenever you are writing your preferential shareholders, remember you have to write the entry separately for capital and separately for dividend. Okay, so here if you see in the question, they have told you preference shares carry preferential right as to the payment of capital and dividend. So remember, you have to give them dividend also, but dividend you will pay them only after paying your capital. So here I am writing preference shareholders capital as 1 lakh. How did you get 1 lakh? It is 10,000 preference shares multiplied by 10 each, so you get 1 lakh. Now after this, we write your preference dividend. Okay, please remember, we are supposed to write your preference dividend. How will you give preference dividend? Capital is 1 lakh, percentage mentioned in the problem is 9%, so 1 lakh 9% is 9,000. Okay, so this is how you do your entry with respect to dividend and with respect to capital. Okay, now this is a full-fledged problem. Full-fledged means I am including almost all the items which appears on your payment side, so please be attentive in watching the video. Okay, so after preference dividend, finally who comes? Finally is your equity shareholders. Now remember, whenever you are doing your equity shareholders, you have to consider your balancing figure. Okay, this only happens to be your balancing figure. I'll tell you why. So now we'll get back to the actual formula, because we are supposed to write for equity shareholders. Now we'll come to the working for remuneration, because remuneration is still blank, we have not done. Why did we leave this blank? Because we were waiting to write all these items, that is why this entry is blank. Okay, so now we'll finish it off. See, it is 2% on amount paid to equity shareholders. Now how do I do this? We have to do the comparison. See how much is the amount given in the question. Amount given in the question for your equity shareholder is 2 lakh. Okay, because it is 20,000 equity shares of 10 each, which is 2 lakh. Then what do? You find out what is the actual available balance in the problem. This is same thing. How do you find out? You basically minus your receipts and your payment. So here my total receipts is only 2,76,000. You don't have any other item. Okay. So this is my receipts, from which I should minus all the payment. Which are the payment here? Your payment is 1320 plus 8280 plus 5,000 plus 30,000 plus 1 lakh plus 9,000. Okay, this will give you your total of your payment. Okay, now please cross verify this. So when you do your receipts minus your payment, you get your actual balance to be 1,22,400. Clear? This is the same thing what we have done for unsecured creditors. But unsecured creditors, very much priorly we did, very much at an early stage we did. Why? Because we did not have information on these three things, or that much of capital will not be available, so we had to stop the problem till unsecured. But here you have more of balance, and that is why I have gone up to equity shareholders. Okay, so here now we'll do the comparison. So 2 lakh and 1,22,400. Since you don't have enough of balance, I am using second formula. Okay, your formula and all will be the same. You will not change with respect to your formula. So here the remuneration is equal to cash available 1,22,400 into percentage of remuneration is 2 divided by 100 plus 2. So 1,24,200 into 2 divided by 102, you get 2,400. So your remuneration to be paid to the liquidator at 2% is 2,400. Clear? Now we'll fill this balancing figure for equity shareholders. So on the receipt side you have 2,76,000 on both the side. So minus all the payment. When you minus all the payment, you get your equity shareholder as 1,20,000. This problem you will understand only when you are clear with the first three problems. Okay, this is very similar, but the only slight difference that you will get confused is why I did not write remuneration first itself. Why did I go up to equity shareholders? Okay, so I'll just give you a quick summary of what I have done in the problem. See, on the receipt side we had only one item, that is assets realized, so I have written 2,76,000. Then I have written liquidation expense. Then they have told you remuneration 3% at assets realized, so directly it is 3% on 2,76,000, so I am getting 8280. Then they have told it is 2% on equity shareholders. Whenever they have given you 2% or any percent on equity shareholders, remember you should write all the items that comes before equity shareholders, and then only you should calculate the remuneration. Keep that in mind. Do not do the remuneration calculation before itself. When it is for equity shareholders, write the items which comes before equity shareholders and then give the remuneration percentage. Okay, so for as of now we have left this as blank. Then as per the format comes your debenture holders, but in this problem we don't have debenture holders, so I have not written. Then comes your preferential creditors. They have told it is 5,000. Then I am supposed to write unsecured creditors 35,000. In that 5,000 is for preference, so 30,000 is for unsecured. Then comes your preference shareholders. Remember you have to write capital and dividend. Capital directly 1 lakh, dividend is 1 lakh into 9%, 9,000. Next you have to write your equity shareholders. So before you write your equity shareholders, check whether you have available balance or not. So before that you have to give the remuneration. How do you do that? Same thing what we have followed for unsecured. Compare the two amounts. That is one amount given in the question and the other is the actual balance in the problem. Amount given in the question is 2 lakh, but available is only 1,22,400. So I cannot use first formula. I'm supposed to use second formula. When I've used the second formula, I've got the remuneration as 2,400. So this whatever was left out blank, that I have filled, which is 2,400. Now obviously whatever you write here, that will be the balancing figure. Means out of 2 lakh, equity shareholders will get to pay only 1,20,000, because these are the first priority payment. After doing payment for all these people only, the remaining will be given for the equity shareholders. Okay. So if you have doubt, please get back to me and clear your doubt on the same day itself, because from this problem onwards we will have little lengthy means your problem will go up to your equity shareholders, so you should be clear in the calculation part. Okay, maybe another 2 or 3 problems you will understand the flow of it, but please make sure you have understood the problem and then write down in your notes. Okay, so again, if you have doubts, you can get back to me, copy this problem in the notes and then send it to me within 1 hour's time. Okay.